There's always this conversation that I really actually look forward to having with our office, with our companies that we have. And last year, as many of you guys know, we got together as a leadership group internally within Coldwell Banker, and we said, listen, we got these mission statements, and they're good, but we need this just cause. Like Simon Sinek came out with an amazing book, and he's been talking about this theory for about the last 2 years about you just gotta have a just cause. Like, why do you get out of bed and go and do something? Why do you get out of bed and create something in your life? And for those of you that know me, this is about creating a lifestyle. This is about creating companies. It's about giving opportunities. And we came up with this just cause. And it says that we believe that everybody deserves the opportunity to become the best version of themselves and build their legacy. And for those of you that have been around me, know, I just live and breathe this. Absolutely love it. And when we came up with this phrase as a company, it literally engulfed everything that Kalinowski Enterprises is about. Kalinowski Enterprises, just so you know, is kind of like the umbrella for Coldwell Banker, the legacy property management, the warehouse, MC Roofing, corner office, Kingsman, all these other entities that I really literally just made up sometimes, right? And I got to be a part of, and I have amazing and awesome partners, True North Media. But it engulfs all of that. We get this opportunity, and as you notice, I italicized some words and I underlined even some other words. Because when the italicized words is that's the emotion. Because we believe, we really truly believe, right? And we underlined everybody because everybody goes underneath that. And every word in here is intentional. There's not an accidental word in this phrase. We believe everybody deserves opportunity to build legacy. If you just took those words, that's the foundation of it, and a little bit of the rest of it is give more clarification, right? But that's what we believe. This is the heart and soul of what our companies stand for. And that's why we continue to grow. That's why we continue to do the things that we do, right? And so, many of you that have maybe been around me for a while, when you might not have heard this recently, but when we were growing as a firm, one of the things that was so important to us was our culture. One of the things that was so important to us was these foundational beliefs that we have as a company. And for those of you that remember back in the day, the things that we talk a lot about were that we work hard, we play hard, we give back, and we don't gossip. We work hard. We really work hard so we can be successful. Right? Successful in life, right? And when we work hard, we also understand we have to play hard too, because it doesn't do us any good to work hard and not have that other side of our life where we can play hard and enjoy the fruits of our labor. But we do that also to give back. Do that to give back to our company. And for those of you that have been in this industry for many years, or been with other firms, you understand the last one, the no gossip, is very easy to get involved in. It's very easy to be surrounded by it. And unfortunately, we know that there's a lot of offices in our industry, not just in Casper, but in our industry that are like that. In fact, workforces are like that, right? Gossip is rampant in so many workforces. And I just said, no, we're not going to do that at this company. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I was in the past where I hated to show up to work. And all I did was bury my head, and I went to my office because of the gossip that was going around me and the way that I felt when I showed up there. And I never wanted to create an environment for myself or for anybody else that had committed their careers to us. So that's why we came up with those kind of 4 core. And I said that, listen, if you don't believe in this, which is totally fine, it is literally like coals burning on the top of your head. If you don't believe in these 4 foundational beliefs within our company, that's totally fine with me. I'm good with that. But it will be absolutely miserable for you to be here. Because we will work hard, and then we will equally play hard, and then we will constantly give back, but we will never gossip. Now, it doesn't say like we don't have gossip every once in a while, but we nip it in the butt really fast. Doesn't mean that people don't talk and they don't figure that out, right? But we work through this and we clear it up really, really super fast, you guys. And proof has been the fact that some people really don't like being here. Not very many. It's pretty few. But there have been people in the past that said, I just really don't want to live that way. And what we say, we bless and release. And that's cool. That's great. That's awesome. And I'm glad. I'm glad you had the opportunity to come here. I'm glad you had the opportunity to see what you wanted. I'm glad that you had the opportunity to be here. And I'm glad you had the opportunity to see what you want to live your life by. And if it doesn't fit here, that's totally fine with me. I still love you. I just don't have to necessarily like you right now. And I do say that, and I've said this, and Misty knows this for a fact. I will always love you. I just don't have to like you, right? So growth happens no matter, right? Growth happens in our life no matter what. Some people will never support you because they are afraid of what you might become. I don't know about you, but there's been people in my life, and I'm sure that having conversations, in fact, I do know many of you that I've had conversations with you where you go, it's such a true phrase in my life. So many people don't want us to grow to this next level of success because they are afraid. They're afraid of what we're going to become. They're afraid of what they will lose. The person that they know today, they're afraid that they're going to lose that person because they're not willing to grow. They're not willing to push to another level. They're not willing to do the things that are going to help them become a better person in the future because they're just afraid of growth. They don't have anybody helping them grow. And oftentimes we end up losing those that we thought were closest to us because they don't want to grow. And it happens time and time again, you guys. It's proven. That's just life, unfortunately. But growth happens no matter what. So my mentor, I was watching a video that he did a while back, and he asked this question. He goes, what is your company's only statement? And I'm like, oh, what is our only statement? Like, seriously? So I had to really think about this. What is your only statement? And as I was going through my notes, this would have been about 4 or 5 months ago that I thought about, like, God, we're the only company that does what? And I'm talking about our Kalinowski Enterprises. Like, we're the only company, and I believe this, you guys. This might sound very arrogant, and I apologize for those of you that don't know me well enough. This is not coming across arrogant. This is me coming across as confident as I possibly can be because we are so intentional of what we do. And it says that we are the only company that empowers our people to build legacy, to create future, and to live their best life. I really believe that. That is what gets me out of bed. That is what drives and motivates me. That is what allows me to push through all of the naysayers and people that want to tear us down, or all of the stories that I tell in myself. Or it also is the one thing that tells me and helps me as other people say, you can do it. You guys are doing something amazing here. You guys are making an impact and you don't even know it. And I go back to this phrase and I say, yeah, you know why? Because we, I believe, are the only company that is doing all three of these. Now, there's other companies that might do one or two, or maybe they might even do more, right? But these are the three that I believe that we do, and we do it exceptionally well. Because I know the people that work for our companies, and I know what their intentions are, and I know how much they have grown, and I know how much they want to continue to help pour into the lives of other people. And so how do we do this? I'm like, okay, so I got to get a little bit more because that's just really granular, right? I mean, that's not granular. That is so so big and okay, this sounds really great. It's like a mission statement, right? Mission statements are awesome, but how do you really live them out, right? And so as I was thinking about it, it's like, okay, so if I just looked at what we do and how we do it, it's this: we're about constant growth. We're about constant growth because we are never idle. If you know it, if you guys ever been to a leadership meeting, if you've ever been to a meeting, or actually a Tuesday meeting, right? We're never idle. We're constantly growing. Constant improvement, but not perfection. You know, Tommy every week comes with a new opportunity when it comes to advertisement or media or social or online strategies, right? We're constantly improving ourselves, but it's not about perfection, because we know how challenging that can be. It's constant challenging and never settling. And if you're close to me, you know that I'm going to constantly challenge you, because that's the thing that I constantly do with myself, is challenge myself. Never settle for myself. I did that way too many years and for too long. Constant reminding every day. And I think that's something that you guys see from us, is that we're constantly reminding you of the person that you can become and the things that if you really want, you have to show up and do. Constantly building. We're giving you a vision. We're giving our company a vision. We're forecasting that all the time. Constant support. We're growing. We're adding more people. We're adding more support staff. We're growing our support staff in ways that even they were uncomfortable with, so that they can be better for you as you grow in your business and in your life. Constant encouragement. This is so important, you guys. When you're doing all of these things, these challenges and these changes in your life, you need to have encouragement. You need to have somebody helping you fill your cup, because here's the thing, you guys. Sometimes we don't know how to fill our own cup. And sometimes we're not really good at it. And sometimes we do as best as we possibly can, and that cup is only filled about a quarter, but you need to have other people in your life that help overflow that cup. And that is something that we're very intentional with. But how do we get even more granular on that? Okay, well that sounds really great, Josh, but how do you really do that? Well, we do this by our mission statements, and we repeated that today, right? We repeat our mission statement daily, because when we believe the words that we say, then we become those words and we take action on it. It shapes who we are. Right? The just cause, we live that out. That is our guiding principle as a company, as companies. This is our guiding principle of how we hire people. And when we think about growth and expansion, and hey, should we go up to Buffalo? Should we go to another county? Should we go to another town, right? Absolutely, because we believe everybody, not just people in Casper, but we believe everybody deserves the opportunity. Well, where is everybody? Everybody is everywhere. We have the leadership team. Now, I know that the leadership team is a little bit confusing, because some of you guys go, well, I know there's a leadership team, but I'm not really quite sure what they do. Here's what I'll tell you about the leadership team. There's 13 people on the leadership team, Casper and Buffalo. We meet every Monday for an entire hour at least, and we literally talk about the growth opportunities that we see not only in the marketplace, but we see in the community, and what we see in the state, and what we see even larger than that. And then we pour into each other. Then I challenge them. We read a book, and then we discuss this book about how do we become better leaders for not only other people, but also for ourselves. And then we do a retreat every year for about 2.5 days, where we literally plan out the rest of the year of what is up and coming and what we need to provide more of. And we get feedback from our leaders that say, hey, listen, here's what I as an agent am feeling. Here's what as an agent I'm experiencing. Here's where as an agent I feel like we're not stepping in and actually stepping up for our company. And so we're constantly looking at feedback from our leadership to say, hey, how are we doing? What can we do better? What can we improve in? What can we offer more of? What do you need more support in? And we have really hard conversations. Like really hard conversations, like uncomfortably hard conversations with our leaders. Because here's what I've told them is that, listen, I can't, we have 73 agents in our firm, and I can't make an impact in every one of them, but guess what? The U13, you can make an impact in 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. And I've made a commitment to impact those 13 so that they can go out there and make an impact in your lives. It's the only way that you can have constant growth is when you build up other people around you, and you build up other leaders. And there's only one reason that this company is who it is now, is because we have amazing people that are at the leadership positions that they are at. We have the core values, and I just talked about that, the work hard, play hard, give back, and don't gossip. Right? But we also have the 3 promises that we talk about too, right? Trust the process. Show up every day and never give up. Never give up on yourself. You do those 3 processes right there, you become an amazing person. Not just a great agent, not a successful agent, an amazing person. A person that when you look in the mirror, you go, damn, I'm proud of that person. It's all about consistency. So growth regardless. This is my favorite picture. This is Maddie. This was 2013. We're up in Sheridan. This was July 4th. So it was a really fresh memory for me. And I would have loved to just kept her at that age right there. At this picture right here, with those clothes on and those pigtails. But growth happens regardless, no matter what. And this is Maddie now. It happens no matter what, even if I don't want it to happen. But luckily for her, I do. And when I looked at this picture, and this literally just happened 2 weekends ago, she got her first communion, which was really weird, by the way, with COVID and masks and only a certain amount of people coming. But it was still a great experience for her, and we did make it about her. But when I saw her in this dress, it gave me even a bigger vision of what I can expect as a father eventually, because probably the next time she's going to wear a white dress is when she's down the aisle. And so I had a vision of growth regardless, if I was ready for it or not. And how many of us find ourselves in that? Like, growth regardless, whether you want it to happen or not, it's going to happen. And so you have an opportunity to embrace it. You have an opportunity to be present. You have an opportunity to say, okay, it's going to happen, so why would I not show up? Growth, luckily. This is a picture I took with a really crappy phone back in 2011. And that was probably on the MLS too. Oh. Right? And unfortunately, this is a picture of a house that probably would be on the market too today, from a crappy phone, from somebody that had less standards. This is a picture of what we do now. So growth luckily happens. And I did see some pictures of some agents, including myself, of 2012, and I didn't want to put us out there because that would have been ultra embarrassing of what we looked like back then and how much growth we've had now. But growth luckily happens. Growth because we do growth because that is what we were built for. We were never built to be stagnant. We were never made to be ordinary. We're never made to just be average. We were built for growth in our lives, you guys. And for those of you that are new, the reason why this message is so important for you is because you have to understand where we came from. You have to understand that when we first opened up, it was Ed, myself, and his assistant who became our office manager, and we started from there. And then we added 2, and then we lost a couple, and we added a few more, but we didn't really know how to grow. We didn't know how to lead. And it started there. And I would never have imagined back then that we'd be where we're at now. I would have never imagined that we'd have the building we have now. I'd never have imagined we'd be in Buffalo. But thank God that growth happened regardless of my stupidity or my ignorance or my arrogance. Growth happens no matter what. And you have an opportunity to embrace it. You have an opportunity to be a part of it. You have an opportunity to create it. And the reason why is because the world needs you. Exactly who you want to be. Now more than ever. We will constantly grow. We will continue to grow. And I hope that you're on the journey with us. I hope a year from now, I get to see you again in this room talking about growth and how much you have grown and how much your business has grown and how much life around you has grown. And I hope that there's 10 or 20 or 30 more people here. Because every one of you have a story. Some of you are very new and fresh in that story. Some of you are still trying to figure out what that story is. But so many of you have a story of amazing growth in your life. And we were a part of that. It wasn't because of us, but we were able to be a part of it on your journey for you to become the best version of yourself so that you could build your legacy as I build mine.